Hello, everyone, once again. This is Rob. Welcome back to Media Awareness and another album review. My apologies for my somber demeanor. I have a pet that is not doing well, and he is very old and probably dying at the moment. My dog, Canine, who has been with me since 2010, has sadly reached the end of his life. I'm fairly certain, and I'm just trying to make him comfortable, and just make him feel warm and loved in his end days. So if I'm not quite my enthusiastic self, that's why, and I do apologize in advance for my overall presentation right now. So this is an album review that I will be presenting to you on Peter Gabriel's I.O. But before I get to that, a quick reminder that the fundraiser continues. For those of you unaware, I am a disabled individual and I use a motorized wheelchair slash scooter all day, every day for my independence. I pride myself on my independence. However, the scooter is all I have. I do not have a backup in case this fails. I would be unable to use a standard wheelchair due to only having use of one hand. And with all of that stated, I need your help. My insurance will not cover anything with regard to my scooter, as they view my particular model as a luxury item, despite the fact it is the only model that I can use. So any and all help is welcome. There is a spot fund account set up below in two places. You'll find it linked directly below the title to this video in the description section, as well as in a separate section in the description itself. And like I said, any and all help is welcome. I do want to thank those who have contributed thus far. You guys really are wonderful. I love you all, and you really have made an incredible difference in my life, and continue to sustain my level of independence in my everyday life. And that means so much to me because I really uh, have gotten I've gotten used to the person I am and my abilities on a daily basis. But without my scooter, it would be as if the ambulatory individual had no ability to walk. It'd be like taking that away from you if I was stuck in one place without the ability to use my scooter to go from point A to point B. So, like I said, any and all help is welcome. Please contribute to the Spot Fund account if you can. Facebook Pay is also an option. My Facebook page is linked in the description. You can contact me there if you want to open a dialogue as well. Or you can also contact me at my email for a dialogue. But I just wanted to make you all aware of that. There's also the Amazon Media Awareness Wish List, which is linked below in the description, where you can pick and choose items for me to unbox, review, etc. And that's also an option if you would like me to cover something specifically. Leave it in the comments section and I will happily add it to the wish list. So, Peter Gabriel's I.O. This is an album that we as fans have been waiting for over 20 years now. I'm fairly certain, safe to say. And we received the album sort of piecemeal, if you will, over the past year. The first track being released, I believe, last December, Panopticon, and that was the first track that we got to hear off of IO. I was made aware of it in January, and I do have reactions to all of these tracks and reviews of them individually. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on these particular tracks. However, I do want to give my opinion of the album as a whole, as a listening experience, not track by track. Um, I do not have a physical copy yet. However, I do hope to have one soon. I will show you a picture of what it looks like here on Amazon uh, for the double disc version, which is what I will be looking into. There you see, the cover and the two discs, the bright side mixes and dark side mixes. I think that's what made this project so unique was that we had separate versions of these tracks. For those of you who have access to Atmos and surround sound, you were able to experience a different mix than the bright and dark side mixes, and I'm really envious of that. However, I do not have that capability at this point in time. One day, hopefully, I will, and one day, hopefully, I can experience the Atmos mix of IO. But IO was released on December 1st, 2023, and I I enjoyed actually reacting to each and every track as they were released throughout the year. However, as things began to wrap up toward the end of the year, and once we had received a definitive release date from Peter Gabriel and different forms that the album would be available in double CD, three disc set, two CDs, one Blu-ray, um, vinyl, etc. It became clear to me at that point that we were essentially hearing everything we'd already heard. There were no surprises left for us as fans. And I kind of thought to myself that it would have been nice to have maybe a mystery disc or a mystery song, one that we haven't heard, uh, tacked on to the end of each disc or something. Um, However, I recently listened to the entire album online, and I have to say, as a whole experience as an album, it is a spectacular listening experience. And I'm a very much an old school person in that regard. I like the album experience. And what was reassuring was knowing that all of these tracks were really excellent tracks. There were no bad tracks among any of these. So going into the listen, I knew this. And going into the listen, I was obviously familiar with all these tracks, having heard them throughout the year and revisited many of them on Spotify, etc., YouTube, whatever. And I think that this really is the album that we have been waiting for as Peter Gabriel fans. It is a sonic journey of just incredible creativity, talent, and consistency. And what I mean by that, as far as consistency goes, Peter Gabriel, as a musician, as a singer songwriter, and as a performer, has really had a timeless vocal. If you compare anything from IO to say Genesis's Trespass. For those of you unaware, Peter Gabriel started it out with Genesis, and the first Genesis album was, of course, from Genesis to Revelations, but I would actually cite Trespass as more of what classic Genesis sounded like, and what when and it sort of developed from that point on as a what the band would become, with Peter Gabriel being involved in those first several albums. And he really doesn't sound much different now than he did then vocally. And that's rare in music in general. And if anything, I think his voice sounds better now than it ever did. He sounds richer, he has more depth, and more control over his delivery of these songs. I do love the title track. I think it's a great track and it's great lyrics to it. And that was one that I really cited as being an enjoyable track. Um, but like the songs on this album that Panopticon, excellent opening track. Uh, Really, that got me so excited when I first heard that. I was like, this is great. We're finally getting new Peter Gabriel. And um, I know toward the end it was sort of arduous because we knew it was coming out and we knew that all of the material was not yet available to us, but it was released to listen to. But having the whole album from beginning to end, which I still don't have physically, as I stated, but I do hope to have soon. But just listening to it online, even, was different than I had imagined it. And I've heard people tell me that in the comments section and in private messages on Facebook as well as my email. People have contacted me and said, Rob, um, you know, the album experience is really a magnificent one, and I do have to agree that having that album experience really was quite different than I had anticipated. It gave the album as a whole and these tracks as a whole a cohesive nature. Um, and although they weren't thematically linked, they all fit together like a perfect puzzle. And uh, this album is a uh, masterful achievement. A it is a true piece of art, and that's something I can't say about a lot of albums these days. But Peter Gabriel has created a true piece of art in the album I.O., and I highly recommend I.O. If you are new to my channel, welcome and thank you for clicking on my video. And my apologies once again for my downtrodden demeanor at the moment. I'm worried about my dog, my canine. That's his name actually. I named him after the Doctor Who character. But Peter Gabriel's I.O. I digress. Sorry. Uh, Peter Gabriel's I.O. is definitely an album to check out, and I'm doing a top 10 albums of 2024. I do have a top 10 from 2023 as well. That was the first year of media awareness being reactivated and newly revamped. And now we have the second annual top 10 coming up on New Year's Eve. So please, if you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel, become part of my YouTube family. I'd love to have you. Also, like and share my video if you do like and share. If you do like my content and want to share it. Um, Comment below. Give me your thoughts on IO. I'd love to know. What was your experience? Did you feel the same way, or did you want more from the overall end game, so to speak, of this album? Um, I'm happy with it, though. I really am, and I can't wait to have a physical copy. And once I do, I will show it off to you guys and review it properly with packaging and all. But in the meantime, I was able to listen to it and at least give you my experience with a full listen to the entire album as a whole. And that was really what counts is the quality of the music, and it is beyond superb. It is just art. This is Rob with Media Awareness. Once again, a reminder that the Spot Fund account is active and the fundraiser is also continuing. And then all help us welcome. I do need parts for my scooter before they fail. Many are becoming very uh, touchy and very terrifying to some degree in terms of the noises I'm hearing when I'm driving around my house, outside, whatever. There are certain things that I would like to have on hand that I know are going to need replacing sooner than later. So if you could please contribute, that would be great. Any and all help is welcome. Please, if you can, and if you are able to, send out your positive thoughts towards my dog Canine and I. He's been my best friend, and uh, it's not an easy time right now. Not an easy time at all to think of life without him, and I know that he is not long for this world. So please reach out from your heart and send your energy my way. It would be definitely appreciated. This is Rob with Media Awareness. I'm so sorry. Uh, have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.